Meetings are an incredible opportunity in our organizations and in our culture. So I want you to elevate your thinking around meetings and the opportunity that they hold, and to see them as related to your culture. Checking in is a way of entering our meetings that does a couple of things. And it's the first thing that we do, right? So before we shift to the content, we check in with each other. It makes connecting as human beings a priority, right? It sends a message that every person in this meeting matters, and we're here to be in relationship with each other. It also builds awareness of the emotional or the energetic field. So if you are the facilitator, this is hugely important, right? You can understand the state of the people who are in your meeting based on the kind of check-in question that you ask. And it isn't to say that we're only looking for good vibes, right? That's not the point of a check-in at all. It's really to truly test the temperature or the feelings of those who are in the room. And it's often related to the meeting content. And the third is that it helps us transition from out there to in here. And out there to in here is on really like two levels, right? So there's the level of I'm moving from meeting to meeting and my life is crazy and busy, or I've just gotten stuck in traffic, or my kid just called and they threw up at school, but I've got to do this meeting first before I go get them, right? So there's what's going on out here. It allows us to bring our presence to the experience that we're having as a group. It also allows us to go from in here to out here. So what I'm experiencing individually, if I choose to, I can now make that visible to my team. So that's the check-in. The checkout is, again, the bookend. So we do this at the end of the meeting. And again, I'll teach you the process. What I love about a checkout is that if you're wanting to begin to facilitate learning and curiosity in your culture, the checkout is a fantastic way to do that. Because we're going to be checking out with questions perhaps about what's one insight you're taking away from this meeting? What's one thing you're still struggling with, right? What's one thing that you need this team's help on? There's some sample check-in and check-out questions in your handout. A checkout also reinforces belonging because it's a way of saying we as a group just completed this thing together and we're going to bring it to completion together. And the final thing that it does, which I think is really important, is it is a prevention. So we like to think in the Strela world as we're working with our clients of intervention and prevention. Preventions are things that we can do, so we're making sure that something doesn't happen as opposed to dealing with it when stuff goes sideways. So it's a prevention of the meeting after the meeting, right? It creates an opportunity for each of us to say what we need to say to be complete so that I don't feel the need to go down to the hall and talk to Katie about the crap that just happened in this meeting, right? I get to say that in the room. That's the most appropriate place for it to happen. So that's what it is. And then here's how we do it. So we check in and we check out using a process that we call council process. And group process really matters. Okay, so a check-in and a check-out use council process. And that means that each of us is speaking one at a time and uninterrupted. And I'm here to tell you, and you probably recognize this, that is a rare experience in most of our organizations and our cultures. You have the floor, everyone's attention is on you. Whatever your truth is to speak, it is welcome, and there's no crosstalk. And it's really important as the facilitator that you hold the boundary around no crosstalk. We check in and we check out in response to a simple prompt. And there's examples of prompts for you in your handout. May I look at your handout for a second?
Sure.
Thanks. So examples of a check-in prompt. What's top of mind for you as we begin this discussion? So you can see that it's connected to the meeting intent. So it's connected to head. We're tapping into heart in the check-in. A sample checkout question. What's one highlight you're taking from this meeting? Or what are we not done with yet, right? So there's an opportunity for the team to tell you as the facilitator and to share with each other, what's the business that's left undone? Which then allows us to carry that forward into the next meeting. And it really prevents me from saying to my friend down the hall, we didn't get to, you wouldn't believe what happened in that meeting. We didn't get to 5 million things that were on the list. We want to model brevity and we want to normalize passing. Okay, so sometimes people are uncomfortable. It's okay to say I pass. It's okay to say I pass and I'll go last, right? That helps to build psychological safety. Holding the process really, really matters in terms of how you facilitate this. So our meetings matter. It matters how we gather when we come together as human beings together on a regular basis at work. And meetings set the tone and the pattern for our ways of working.